You know, I have a letter Z in my name, which isn't that common. I haven't played Scrabble in a while, but Z and Q are the high value letters because they're rare. You know, Z is an ancient letter, not like some of the newer letters. Here's the ancient Greek letter Zeta. Here's the ancient Hebrew letter Zayin, which is related to Zeta. Here's the Arabic version Zain. Pretty ancient. I mean, those are some of the oldest languages around. Compare that to a newcomer like the letter W. I mean, did you know? Did you ever think about it? I'm sure you haven't. I'm sure you don't have that much time on your hands to think about letters, but W, literally just two U's together, it's only been accepted as its own letter for a few hundred years. In other words, Z is a serious letter. It's an important letter, if I do say so myself. I mean, think about it. Zipper, zinger, frozen, frazzled. All the fun words. Maze, days, haze. But I regret to report to you that the letter Z, or Z as our American friends call it, is now being banned. The letter of the alphabet. I didn't know you could do that. Because for some reason, the Russians have been putting the letter Z on their military vehicles in the Ukraine war. Now, they call that letter Z in Russian. I'm not pronouncing it right. You know, it depends on who you ask. The Z means different things. Zapobedu, if I'm saying that right, to victory. Zapadny means west. I don't know what it stands for. Everyone has a different opinion. You can see, though, the letter Z all over the place. It's a symbol for the war. I get it. You know, reminds me of Winston Churchill. During the Second World War, Churchill used to make the V symbol with his fingers, standing for victory. I guess that was an early meme. I regret to inform you, though, that the letter Z, Z, Zeta, Z, whatever you call it, is now zapped. It's frozen. I know that sounds zany, but it's true. It started with what I thought was a joke on Twitter. This is a tweet from the foreign minister of Ukraine. I call on all states to criminalize the use of the Z symbol as a way to publicly support Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine. Z means Russian war crimes, bombed out cities, thousands of murdered Ukrainians. Public support of this barbarism must be forbidden. Now, I am not in favor of an authoritarian ruler invading a neighboring country, which is what Putin has done, but I am also not in favor of an authoritarian ruler telling neighboring countries that they must criminalize peaceful political expression. I can't help notice that Ukraine has banned opposition political parties that disagree with their president. I can't help notice that Ukraine has banned media that disagree with their president, and now they want to regulate political speech in other countries, including the use of a letter of the alphabet. I just think it's extra weird, given that Ukraine abides the notorious Azov battalion, which has a Z in it, and they just happen to use Nazi imagery, including the occasional Nazi swastika. There's a Z in the word Nazi, too. I can't help but notice, you'd think that's all hyperbole, but it's actually happening. They're banning the letter Z. Some German states plan to criminalize use of Z symbols supporting Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Here's part of the story. In Germany, officials plan to prosecute those who display the Z symbol as a way to show support for Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Nancy Faeser, the interior minister for the state of Berlin, announced Monday that authorities will be in charge of cases where the Z symbol is being used to promote Russia's war atrocities. Well, of course, Germany will do a lot of showy things like this to distract from the fact that they buy about 40% of their energy from Vladimir Putin and Gazprom, despite Trump's warnings not to do so. Do you remember the German chancellor named Gerhard Schroeder? I don't know if you remember him. He was the chancellor of Germany for 7 years, fairly long time. like a prime minister or a president of a country. And then afterwards, what did he do? He went to work for Vladimir Putin. I don't know if you know that. He's the chairman of a large Russian energy company called Rosneft. Just huge company. It would be like being the president of Exxon. And just last month, he joined the board of Gazprom, Russia's huge natural gas company that sells to Germany. This would be like if Bill Clinton or something went to work for Putin. Like, it's that shocking. And he still remains polite company in Germany. This is happening now. I mean, Schrader has not resigned during the war. He's been promoted. German society is fine with that. So yeah, go ahead and ban the letter Z. Right on. Makes you feel better while you're burning that Gazprom gas. And I tell you all of this, I tell you about the letter Z being banned and anyone with a trace of Russia in them being purged and canceled, to contrast it with the total willful blindness towards China, a country with exactly 10 times the population of Russia. Did you know that? And exactly 10 times the GDP of Russia. Maybe that's why we're not getting tough with China.
That's an excerpt from my daily show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.